So, you guys really liked the last video, and a lot of you wanted to see how much the rest of the animatronics cast would cost. So, in this video, I'm going to give you exactly what you want. In this video, I'm going to be calculating how much the animatronics from Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, and Security Breach would actually be worth. And let me tell you, it gets super expensive. Now, the reason I didn't include FNAF 4 is because, well, there's not much value here. At best, they are endos of sound discs, at worst, they are not even real. So I won't be analysing them for that reason, even though like one person wanted me to. But anyways, before I get into the new games, let's first recap for those who didn't see part 1. The FNAF 1 crew are worth about $1 million in total, averaging about $200,000 each. The FNAF 2 crew were way more expensive, being worth about $6 million in total, being the Wizards worth $1 million of that, and each toy was about $1.5 million each. FNAF 3, we calculated that the original Fredbear suits were about $150,000 each. We also explored how much a Springlock failure would cost, and my god, you need to see that part of the video. You should also watch that video if you haven't, so you can, see how we actually decide what these characters' prices are, since I won't be going over it in this video. But anyways, with the recap done, and you hopefully being subscribed, it's time for Sister Location. Sister Location is home to the most advanced set of animatronics we have yet to see in the franchise. The 4 Funtime animatronics are not only huge, but can do a wonder of exciting things, like capture and kill kids. Yeah, that's their purpose. So just how much would these characters be worth? Well, let's start by comparing them to their closest counterparts, the toy animatronics. These characters can look towards sound, walk by themselves, and had a facial recognition software connected to a criminal database. Yeah. Last video, I calculated they would be worth about $1.5 million each. So, we know that the Funtimes will be worth at least that much, but let's be real. They will be way more expensive, due to their size for one, being bigger than the toys. Like, Baby is huge. Anyways, these characters can do all different things, and as a result, their worth will be slightly different. Let's start with Ballora. Ballora can dance around the room and has a music box. Like all the Funtimes, they have a voice box and can open and close their faceplates. Assuming that Ballora also has a scooper, this makes her really advanced. So advanced that I'll classify both her and the Funtimes as military-grade technology, which would make them super expensive. At the bare minimum, Ballora would be worth about $10 million, or at least somewhere around there. I would say that Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy are very similar in price, being both worth about $10 million as well, with Funtime Freddy maybe being a little bit more with Bonbon. Speaking of Bonbon, the Mini Arenas and Bitty Babs would probably be only worth about $10,000 to $20,000 if we assume they're free roaming. But maybe more since they can apparently kill? I don't even know. Now for the price point to skyrocket with Baby. Now Baby can do all the same things the last characters could do, however she does have one thing setting her apart. The fact that she's so much bigger and her ice cream maker. Ice cream machines can be worth about $38,000, but I lied. Baby's ability to make ice cream would not add much. Because Baby's soft serve is relatively small, we can assume that she'd be using at most a $500 mechanism. So yeah, Baby is still more expensive due to her large size, but only by an extra $50,000 at most. Now, for the lesser characters like Yendo, Lolbit, and Enid, well, Yendo's an endo, so about the same as Funtime Freddy, but less due to the casing being removed. Lolbit is a virus, so I don't know. And Enid is a mess of animatronic parts, so he'd probably be worth about $50k. In total, the Funtime animatronics and their adversaries will probably be worth a collective $45 million. So either Mr. William Afton is a rich bastard, or I'm completely off. However, something I should state for those who are commenting on my last video, I am analysing how much they would be worth, not how much it would cost to actually make them, as that would reduce the price point quite a bit. It's like a guitar, which can cost about $2,000, but only cost about $500 in materials. Anyways, with that rant out of the way, let's go to Pizza Sim.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
Now, in Pizza Sim, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of characters. However, realistically, we can group all these characters into sections. The mediocre melodies, the rock stars, and the trash. Starting with the trash, these are Trash in the Gang, Molten Freddy, Scrap Baby, and of course, our boy Afton. Afton would probably be worth literally nothing, just like Springtrap. And that goes for Trash in the Gang too, although number 1 crate is priceless to my heart. The only characters with any value are Baby and Freddy, and even then, I would only give them a value of like $200 worth of parts, so literally not even worth our time. The Rockstars and Mediocre Melodies are basically one and the same, with the Rockstars probably being slightly more since they seem to be made of more expensive materials. I would actually place these characters in with the FNAF 3 Fredbear Spring Bonnie price range, since they don't seem to be able to move around like normal. So that would mean that our estimation for how much the characters are worth would be around $150,000 each for the Mediocre Melodies, and $200,000 for the Rockstars, since they are still very highly advanced compared to their real world counterparts. So this means that Lefty is not $5, but rather $200,000. Actually, Lefty is worth a bit more, since he is basically a fun time, but for the puppet. However, I would say his advancements give him only a $50,000 increase, so take it as you will. Now for the extra characters. The Clowns, Prize King, Candy Cadet, and Security Puppet would probably be worth around $50,000 each, with the Security Puppet being a little bit more in line with the original Puppet, since it is clearly very advanced, putting the Security Puppet at about $500,000 at most. L-Chip is about $100,000, and Music Man will probably be the same. And, oh god, Funtime Chica. Well, assuming she's the same as the Fun Times from Sister Location, oh boy, slap 10 million onto that price tag. Now, for the final character, Helpy. Now, Helpy realistically wouldn't cost anything more than like $50,000, and I'll give him that since I love him. So in total, the Pizza Sim characters cost about 12 million in total, but that price is nothing compared to the last game we have to analyze. And oh boy, these prices are gonna go up quick.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Shut your mouth!
Oh boy, this is where the price is gonna go up by a lot. Now for starters, the Glamrocks are not robots. They are sentient beings, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Now let's start small with the staff bots, since they won't actually be as much as the Glamrocks themselves. There's a lot of different versions that do various tasks, but realistically, they all do similar tasks like cooking, cleaning, etc. These robots are still super advanced, and are on par with government robots that build cars and all that. So with that, I would argue that the staff bots would be worth as much as the Funtime Animatronics at most, but let's say that a staff bot is worth the minimum of $2 million, since some of them literally don't do anything. So, oh boy, this is gonna skyrocket. Mini Music Man is next, and he wouldn't be worth much. Maybe around 10k at absolute most. Next is Sun and Moon. This guy is pretty much a lesser version of the Glamrocks, and while you could argue that it's smarter, it has a lot of restrictions compared to the others. He can't leave the daycare unless the power goes out, and while the Sun and Moon persona makes him advanced, it's nowhere near the same level as the others. However, don't let that fool you in thinking this guy isn't expensive. With everything considered, my estimate is that Moon, at the bare minimum, is worth $20 million. And that's just the bare minimum. He could be worth as much as 50 million. But let's target the Glamrocks. Oh boy. These guys can do some pretty incredible things and are super fucking advanced. With everything considered, including their ability to completely roam around the building at will, and the fact that they are literally people, the bare minimum price for one of the Glamrocks is $100 million. Granted, this may be a stretch, but dead set, I think that because of the fact that these guys are alive, it would make sense they would be worth so much. I mean, when you see what they use to repair them, yeah, it makes sense. Now, the endos are interesting, since you have to assume that they're about the same, and technically they are, but obviously the programming is a little less. My theory is that the personality is uploaded from endo to endo, so the endos would be a little bit less since they can't act like the Glamrocks. However, they would still be worth like 20 million at the minimum. But there is one more animatronic that completely outshines everyone else, and that's DJ Music Man. This guy is 2 stories tall. He can crawl on walls, dance, and pretty much do everything the Glamrocks can do except talk and move around. Well, that's kind of a lie, but anyways. The price point that I came to was absolutely insane. My estimate for this monster is about 300 million. So yeah, a bit pricey. And now onto the final calculation of Security Breach. How much would every single animatronic cost together? Oh god, prepare yourself, and if you haven't already, please subscribe before I tell you this number, because you're not ready. The total cost of every staff bot, every endo, and every character is about $5 billion. And that's not even including the fucking building. The FNAF series is on some serious crack, because holy crap, this is just ridiculous. When I make comments about why FNAF benefits from a bit of realism, this is why. Now onto the final calculation before I could finally retire. How much is every single character worth across the whole series? Well, that totals to about $5.65 billion. Alright, I'm done. Subscribe.